welcome back, and today we're going to carry on thinking about part, whole. Are you ready to practice that again with me today? Part, whole. Brilliant. Can you do that one time on your own? Fantastic. And yesterday, can you remember which bit of the part, whole we were thinking about? We were thinking about the whole, weren't we? And we had whole apples, a whole banana, and we even had a whole carrot. And we said that it doesn't matter what size they all are, as long as you have all of it, it is a whole. Okay, so today we're actually going to be thinking about the part and the part. And we know that the part and the part make the whole. Brilliant, well done. So I'm going to get my fruit and my vegetables today, and I'm going to have a go at cutting them up into different parts. Right, so I've got my whole carrot and I'm going to have a go at cutting it into 2 parts. Right, so I'm going to have a think. Can I cut my carrot into 2 parts that don't look the same? Oh, that sounds a bit tricky. So I don't want the 2 parts to look the same. Let's have a go. I'll cut. Oh, if my knife's going to work. There we go. And I've got how many parts? 1, 2. Do they look the same? No, they don't. But does that matter? This one's a little bit bigger and this one's a little bit smaller. But are they still parts of the whole carrot? So we started off as a whole and I've cut it into 2 parts. So they are still 2 parts of the whole carrot. There we go. Right, I'll leave that up there and I'm going to get another carrot. And this time, can I cut my carrot into 2 parts that are the same? Oh, right, so these 2 parts of this carrot are different. Now, I need these 2 parts to be the same. Let's have a look. I'm going to try and cut it down the middle. There we go. Have I just about done that, do we think? Do these parts of the carrot, do they look the same? I've tried my very best to make them the same length, but they are 2 parts of the same carrot. We've got a part, and if we put them together, we can make the whole, can't we? Fantastic. Right, I'm going to have another go with a different carrot. And this time, I'm going to think, how could I cut my carrot to make the biggest part that we could make? The biggest part. So I still want to have 2 parts, but I want one of the parts to be really big. Let me have a think about that. I'm this time going to cut this little bit on the end. Let's see. Oh, right. Let's see, how many parts have I got of this carrot? I've got 1, 2. And which part is the biggest part? It's this one, isn't it? It's a lot bigger than this tiny little part that I cut off the end. But if we put them back together, what does it make? The whole carrot. Brilliant, fantastic. I could cut it in lots and lots of different ways. I could cut my carrot down the middle, long ways. I could cut it and take off this side. I could cut it diagonally across there as well, but it would still make 2 parts, and it would still mean that when we put the parts together, it makes the whole carrot. So let's try and see if we can pop them back on the board. So can you see the different parts that I have split my carrots into? How many parts do we have for each carrot? We've got 2, haven't we? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And are they all the same size? Do they all look the same? No, they don't, do they? We've got very different ones. We've got a very long one and a tiny piece. We've got two parts that are the same. And we've got a longer piece and a shorter piece. But when we put the parts together, they make the whole carrot again, don't they? So we know then that a part and a part makes a whole. Fantastic. Nice. We have learned from cutting my carrots into two parts that a whole can be split into two parts in lots of different ways. Now we're going to practice saying that together. Are you ready? It'll be my turn first and then your turn. A whole can be split into two parts in lots of different ways. Your turn. Brilliant. And we know that the whole, which bit's bigger do we think? The whole or the parts? The whole or the parts? What do we think? Why do you think that? So we think then that the whole all together, when we've got all of the carrot, that's bigger than when we split it into the parts, because these are much smaller, aren't they? So, my turn and then your turn. A whole is always bigger than a part. Fantastic. And that must mean the other way around, that the part is always smaller than the whole, because when we split it, we're left with smaller pieces. Same with this one. They are smaller pieces, and when they're put back together as the whole, they are bigger. It's the whole carrot, so it's bigger. Right, my turn, then your turn. A part is always smaller than the whole. Well done, guys. Right, I've got a challenge for you now. Can you see if you can find some fruit or vegetables in your house? You might like to use the carrots like I have, or you could use an apple or banana, and have a go at splitting your piece of fruit or your vegetable into two different parts. So think about those questions that I was asking myself earlier. I was seeing if I could cut my carrot into two parts that don't look the same. I tried to cut my carrots into two parts that do look the same. And I even tried to cut my carrot into two parts where one part was the biggest possible part it could be. So that's your challenge. See how you get on with your cutting. And remember, if you have got a sharp knife, then remember to ask a grown-up to help you as well. And I can't wait to see your photos of how you get on. Right, so hopefully you have had a chance to practice cutting some fruit or some vegetables into two different parts. And guess what? We're going to go even further now, and we're going to try and cut a banana into more than two parts. So that must mean that a whole can be split into lots of different parts, more than two parts. So I'm just going to peel it so it's slightly easier for you to see. And then I'm going to have a think. I've got my knife again. Can I cut my banana into three parts? Can you have a go at cutting a banana into three parts? What's the largest number of parts that you think you could split your banana into? So we could do three. I could do one. Two cuts, and that makes three. If I cut even more, if I then cut each one in half, how many parts have I cut my banana into now? Well, if you were super speedy then, you would have seen the double. We had three, and then we doubled it, and now we've got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could go even further. I could keep splitting it. And so could you. You could have a go at home and see how many parts can you split a banana into. That's lots, isn't it? Should we count them now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got 12 parts of my banana. Now, Let's see, what will happen, do you think, if I put all my parts back together? What do you think? Shall we have a look and see? Are you ready? Let's see if I can do it. Oh, what happened? Now they're all back together. We had lots of parts and now they've made a whole banana. And we know it's the whole because we've got all of it. If I had took away these parts, is that a whole banana still? And why not? It's not a whole banana because we haven't got all of it. So if I put these parts back, now it's a whole banana because we have all of it. Now, what would happen if you ate all of these pieces of banana, all of the parts of banana? How much banana will you have eaten? You will have eaten 12 parts, but how many is that? When we put the 12 parts together, it makes a whole. So if we ate all 12 parts, we will have eaten a whole banana. Now, hopefully, you have a banana in your house and you can have a go at this challenge and see how many parts can you split your banana into. So we can say that a whole can be split into more than 2 parts in lots of different ways. So it would be nice to see how creative you can get. I've just sliced mine, but I'm sure you can find lots of other ways that you can split your banana into different parts. So I can't wait to see your photos, or you can draw what you have done and send it to us on Dojo. See you later, guys. Right, I've got some more pictures of carrots for you to have a look at. And you can see they've all been chopped in different ways, just like we have been having a go at. And your challenge to see, this is a super tricky challenge, so hopefully you've got your Clever Brain boxes on today. I want you to pause the video now, have a look at all the carrots and tell me which 2 carrots have been cut in the same way. Have a little look. Pause the video because you'll need to have a really good look at all the carrots. But there are 2 carrots on this sheet that have been cut in the same way. Which ones are they? Can you find them? And tell me. Good luck.